Everyone click it, click.
Yeah, I click the circle. You know the
Yeah,
I
Caroline,
don't
you
know what
clicked the
color
red
is
circle,
that.
right? Okay, and don't forget.
Don't click the blue circle.
Die.
I don't have a
There's
voice circle.
yeah, there's no
Okay,
blue circle.
good. All right, because like if you click the blue circle, I have a lot more questions.
Question. Oh well. There's color blindness. I mean, red, blue. That's not a real
We
thing.
get it.
People have trouble with this. All right, we'll just get on with the show. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 10th episode. Yes, 10th episode of the Fantasy and Friends show.
Oh wow, it's been a
Yeah,
while.
we are at 10. We're still chugging along. My name is Daniel, and Jake is still out on assignment. Hopefully, he'll be back next week. Do we have confirmation for that?
Yeah, he's only gonna be on assignment for a few more days,
Yeah, he's
so
out.
he'll
He's out
be.
as our field reporter doing business things. With me is Alok here. Alok, did you check out the All Star game and stuff?
No, because I'm in Switzerland and that's at 2 a.m. my time.
Well, you can watch. You can
So
watch a they
I tried finding a replay, but
yeah,
it was more work.
and you can still keep up with it. Like, well,
Yeah, I mean, I know who won. I know Robbie Cano got the MVP. It was
in the home
2-1,
run
extra
derby,
innings. Aaron Judge, yeah.
probably predictable. I saw some of that footage, and he looks like he's just like he looked bored,
I mean,
which is kind of
it's
scary.
it's basically batting practice, and we saw what he could do in batting
Yeah,
practice.
and
So,
with us is our first female guest, unless you count like a Loke. But
hey
so
now.
Caroline, welcome.
It's good to be here.
How are you doing?
I'm alright.
All right, love the enthusiasm. Okay, we're gonna start. We work so this week. There aren't as many games to talk about, so we're gonna go into Fantasy All Stars. But right as we were about to start, we had a couple big trades. Well, one big trade and one not as big trade. Alok, which one do you want to talk about first?
I mean, I just know that these trades happened,
Yeah,
but
great. Well, so Jose Quintana goes to the Cubs for two big prospects and two kind of not as good prospects. But we're going to talk about the two bigger ones. Eloy Jimenez, who's widely regarded as like a top 10 prospect in baseball, and Dylan Cease, who is a big pitching prospect. Does this change your outlet on Jose Quintana going to the Cubs?
I mean, it's a league change, and in the middle of the season, that could be a tough adjustment. I remember Johnny Cueto moving from the Reds to the Royals wasn't a particularly smooth one.
But
So
this is also the opposite way. This is going to the National League with no DH, where he
there's
gets to
still
face a
adjustments
pitcher.
to be made, and like he's gonna face hitters he hasn't faced before.
Well, that's usually a good thing for a
Um,
pitcher,
I mean,
isn't it?
fair. It could work either way. I think.
Well, I think that was the point of the
Um,
All Star game. Like, so you had some guys that
yeah,
had never seen like Scherzer and stuff before, like Aaron Judge.
I mean it was also an exhibition game. I doubt they,
And then
you
Eloy
know.
Jimenez and is probably one of the biggest. Like, no one thought the Cubs would trade him, but it's clear that they're going for it this season, right?
Yeah, I mean if they're buyers right now, and considering starting pitching for them had really tanked this year compared to last year, it's clear that I think they're still trying to go for it despite their results so far this year.
And then we had a little minor trade. We had Tyler Webb, a Yankees relief pitcher, for Milwaukee Brewers top first base prospect Garrett Cooper. Is this their answer to the first base problems?
Well, I mean, I'm sure anybody at this point would be a good fit for first base for the Yankees, considering I think Yankees first basemen have hit below the Mendoza line or
You don't
something.
like G-Man Choi?
I
Got two home
mean,
runs.
he got two home. I mean, sure, but I mean, he's what their fourth or so first baseman this year, probably more than that. I mean, Greg Bird just didn't do anything. Chris Carter didn't do much.
He was
Got
released.
released.
Rob Red
Um,
Snyder.
oh right, yeah, he was there for a while, and then Tyler Austin um, didn't perform in the majors well. So I mean, that was obviously a big hole for the Yankees, and I guess anyone with a positive WAR right now would help. And I think Garrett Cooper, um, as I pull his numbers up,
He's hitting
uh,
he's hitting in a good, obviously, environment too in that league.
yeah, yeah, and with the short porch in right field,
Yeah,
uh,
but
that's
still,
definitely. I mean, yeah, I think Cooper is definitely gonna help the Yankees, considering they haven't had any help at first base so far. So
okay. Let's move on so I asked Alok to name Luke and I each named three fantasy all stars, some guys on our team that may not have been kind of big draft day names, but have panned out well. And of course, Alok doesn't do it and
I
has to
thought you okay.
throw
It was
together
a
a list at the last second.
it was a misunderstanding.
I said, guys, make your list of fantasy all stars,
I did not see that
and then
make your
Alok
list
is
part.
like, all right, well, I'll just let Daniel do all the work.
I didn't see the
I'm
let's
pulling up the message right now. Uh, let's see. Oh, I said we're going to do fantasy all stars. I guess I didn't.
yeah, we're gonna do fantasy all stars, so we'll each talk about three guys.
Yeah, but I put your name in so that you could put the name. Okay, anyway, that's
You
beside the
put
point.
my name.
Yeah,
I didn't see the thing until like right now.
okay, yeah, of course. That's another. Okay, so some guys I'm going to talk about. I think one guy maybe is less surprising than others, and that's probably Jose Ramirez. Though I put him down because he's been much better than even I thought, and I spent a pretty high draft pick on him because I thought everything he did last year was real, but I didn't expect him to be the top third baseman in the league in fantasy. What do you think, Alok?
I mean, yeah, that was definitely. I didn't see him even like. I didn't know he was doing well until he got to the top of the third baseman rankings. I was like, oh wait, he beat Arenado. That's sad. I wanted that, but yeah, I mean, he's obviously been doing well. And
And I have a
people,
couple telling statistics too. So in his last 40 games, he has 32 extra base hits.
that's impressive.
And then in June, he had more doubles than strikeouts.
And it's also impressive.
So I think everything he's doing is pretty legit. He's kind of like one of those buy high guys, where maybe someone out there in the league is not believing it if you can get him at a good price. Because I think everything that he's going to do is, and he was better in the second half last year too. So I don't think he's slowing
Yeah, I
down.
mean,
And in the All Star game, like no one was getting hits. I mean, you saw the final score; it's like 2-1. Guess who got
yeah,
2 hits in the All Star game?
Jose Ramirez.
Yeah, so Jose Ramirez. Who, I
Figures.
think got a
Yeah.
hit off of Scherzer and then someone else, maybe Carlos Martinez. I don't know. So, yeah. All right.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like he's improved a fair bit since last year.
Well, he was really good last year. He's improved a fair bit since 2 years ago, and he's still 24. This is not like a
Oh, it's,
29-year-old journeyman. He's 24 years old.
yeah, look at that.
Cody Bellinger, who many people thought wouldn't be up until after the All-Star break, but came up because of injuries for Adrian Gonzalez, who looks like he's going to be out the rest of the year. Like, that's kind of sad. But
For a guy who never got hurt,
who's never been on the disabled
just like
list in 14 years.
just built up.
Yeah, so Bellinger, who's already hit 25 home runs, kind of the lead candidate for Rookie of the Year. Does he win that?
In the NL, I mean, I don't see anyone else
Oh, you got like
contesting
Kyle
him for that.
Freeland.
Sure, but I feel like Cody Bellinger.
Though I do think Kyle Freeland's going to get shut down. I think all those Rocky pitchers look like they're going to get shut down early. So
Yeah, I mean, like I was like looking at I mean, it's tough being a Rockies pitcher. So
John Gray looks good. And then the last game I'm going to talk about is kind of the Houston Astros seventh inning guy in a way. Though he's gotten a few saves. He has 6 wins, and that's not a fluke because he comes in and pitches in like the 5th inning. If like I think a few games ago, Mike Fiers only able to make it through 4 innings, so they put in Davinsky and he got the win, and they do that a lot. He could also get a save. He's kind of very versatile. Been really good. Yeah.
He's the Astros Andrew Miller.
Yeah, that's how they use him. I don't think he's going to make any starts this year, but I think he's leading all relievers in strikeouts, innings pitched.
I mean, he's a top 10 reliever in our league, so it should be fine if he doesn't start.
Yeah, the whip is great, so I think he does lead all relievers in strikeouts. Let me double check on this. Oh no, Knable has one more.
Knable.
Yeah, Corey Knable has one more.
Wow.
He's already thrown 52 innings. He's going to throw 100 innings and get like 130 strikeouts.
Well,
if not more.
That's
pretty useful. Okay, that's my
good.
3 guys. Look, you have some lessers here now.
Wow, we get it. Okay. Yeah, well, what am I going to do? So I have Zach Godley. He's had a pretty good year so far. There's probably some BABIP luck involved in that, but even so, I think he's still a quality pitcher. His BABIP's like 236, but I mean, I'm sure his strikeout rate's up from last year and his walk rate's down, and it seems like he's made some adjustments with regard to his repertoire. Specifically, he's throwing his fastball like 2 miles an hour faster, or 1.5 really, and then he's throwing his curveball 5% more. So
the problem with him was he was so bad last year.
Yeah, but
no, he was. In 74 2/3, he had a 6.39 ERA.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone expected Zach Godley to have a decent year this year, but he's made some adjustments. There's obviously some BABIP luck involved, but with the 310 FIP and a 338 xFIP, I think his adjustments are working.
Well, he's not allowing a lot of home runs.
Yeah, but like his home run to fly ball rate is still fine.
Yeah.
Like he's a very ground ball pitcher. It's about 60% ground balls.
Okay, and you got some other guys?
Ivan Nova is like a discount Zach Godley, I guess. Discount in the sense that he's also a very ground ball pitcher, but he just doesn't strike out like anybody. Like, what is this K9? Like 5?
No, it's like 4, I think, right? Oh, no, it's 5. Right?
Oh, it's 5 now. Yeah, I think it was 4 for a while, and then I think right now it crept up to 5. But yeah, and he did well in the beginning of the season. Lately, not as much. I mean, he had a relatively disappointing May, and I think his June was okay, but I think there's some luck involved there. So we'll see if he can keep this up. His walk rate's above 1 now, which was disappointing considering that was a selling point for him. He just never walked anybody. There was like a point in time where he had more complete games than walks, but
in 3 of his last 5 starts, he's allowed 3 or more earned runs.
Yeah, I mean, I think he did fine in the beginning of the season. Whether or not he does well later on is questionable.
It's a low upside kind of guy, but a pretty high floor. So that's why you would buy into him. And I think he's still rosterable in all leagues, but he's tough to own in a points league where strikeouts matter so much.
Yeah, that's definitely something. I mean, he doesn't really, like, what, two of the past 3 games he struck out 1 guy. Yeah. That was against the Phillies and the Rays. So, I mean, the Rays, I guess, are doing better this year, but the Phillies, when you have 1 strikeout, that's like, okay.
Well, the Rays, I think, have the second most strikeouts in the majors.
Okay, well, then, yeah.
Second to Milwaukee, I believe. Or they may be number 1. I'll check right now.
Oh, he struck out 5 against Milwaukee.
Well, again, Milwaukee. Milwaukee leads the majors in strikeout. Pulling up strikeouts now. Okay, so yeah, Milwaukee is
so
number
he
one in
doesn't.
strikeouts. Tampa Bay is number.
So,
Oh, they're tied for number one.
okay. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean his value is, yeah, I guess high floor, low ceiling kind of guy is a good way to put it. I mean he has a high floor. He generally lower doesn't have too much run production, though I guess lately that's hasn't been too much of the case. But he doesn't strike out um, like anybody.
All
So
right.
rip.
Last guy.
Michael Conforto. So Michael Conforto, he had a very strong start of the season, which was fairly legit. But I guess his June was, not very good. I don't know how much of that is attributed to the fact that he was on the DL. Maybe he played through an injury for some amount of time.
I'm fairly confident he
Um,
was injured for like a week before he went on the TL.
yeah. So I mean yeah. So I mean he's obviously a good player. I mean he did well in the minors. He was a high draft pick. And with the Yoenis Cespedes injury, he had a lot of playing time, and he really made use of that to evolve into a pretty good hitter. I mean, he's hitting 280 now, though he was hitting above 300 for a very long time. Uh, 14 home runs at the All-Star break. He's been a pretty reliable hitter for any month that wasn't June so far. So
So
I
2 months out of 3.
yeah, so
Really,
2 out of 3.
any month. There's only been 3 months. So.
Yeah. But yeah, so he just got off the DL right before the All-Star break. So
I think he's gonna be fine. I think he's always had the pedigree. So it was just the playing
yes.
time concerns. Okay, so let's look at the matchups for next week. I have 3 guys, and these might again, apologies for last week because 2 of the guys that I wrote down didn't actually pitch that weekend. So
Who's the guy who
I
did
think
pitch?
Jarrell Cotton went on the DL. Luis Perdomo wasn't even scheduled for Philly, and Tyson Ross was like fine. But
Okay.
so
Well,
that's my bad. I forgot to.
yeah.
I often write down these guys like a week in advance and things change.
Why couldn't you just call like the managers and tell them, look, we already did our show. You can't change the pitching schedule now, like it's
Well,
set in
Perdomo had
stone.
pitched like on Wednesday or whatever, or Tuesday or Wednesday or whatever.
Yeah, just call up whoever the Padres manager is now, like Bud Black 2.0. I mean,
Yeah, I don't even know. I don't think they have one. I think they just roll out there every game and just like, all right, we'll see what happens. But we have it's kind of like the show. So I have Anibal Sanchez against Toronto, Yolis Chacin versus San Francisco, and Joe Musgrove against the Twins.
those are 3 pitchers.
So, okay. So if I had to rank them, since, I picked them, I think I had to go Musgrove last. He's tough to trust, and the Twins are about league average against right-handed pitching.
Yeah, I was like, yeah.
He may get the win, but he may give up like 5 runs in 5 innings.
yeah,
Like
I
I think he's
think I
definitely gonna
might-
get the win.
I think I might go Chacin, Sanchez, Musgrove.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. Thanks for copying that.
Hey, now, hey, you didn't even say, and you just said Musgrove last,
Well,
but that was
you
like,
know that I'm a big Chacin at home. He leads the majors in home ERA this year.
okay, fine, but still.
He leads the majors in home ERA. He hasn't given up more than 3 runs since June 3rd. He hasn't given up more than 2 runs since June 3rd. More than 3 runs since May 23rd.
And he's against the Giants.
And he get the Giants at home.
And then Toronto's like,
And then Anibal Sanchez, who's been really good for like 3
Lately.
starts. Now, I don't know how much you're buying into this, but this was actually a Cy Young candidate, you forget.
yeah, a few years
Like
ago.
7 years ago.
A while ago. And I guess Toronto against righties isn't great. I guess that neutralizes,
Especially if Josh Donaldson
Bautista.
isn't there by the end of the weekend. So
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So Alok just copied my list, so
I did not just
we'll
copy
copy it, and
your
we'll see how
list.
that comes out later. All right,
Oh
so that's
my
basically wraps up the
god.
fantasy baseball segment, and we're doing well on time. I have a trivia question. Uh, so Alok,
What up?
how many hints do you want for this?
We'll see. What's the
Okay,
question?
so the question is, in 2016, last season,
Okay.
there
Okay.
were 4 players that hit 30 home runs, 100 RBI, and a 300 batting average. Do
Okay.
you want one of the guys, or do you want to go for all 4?
I'll try to go for all 4 first.
All right.
Uh,
If you really
I mean,
stumble, then we'll, yeah.
I don't know. Did Arenado hit 300 or was it like just under?
I don't look anything up, and I won't tell you whether you're wrong or right. Just give me 4 guys. I guess you can look up players like if you go to like our fantasy leagues, and you can only see 3. You can only see this year's stats. So don't go
Yeah,
to
I'll
like
look
Baseball
up.
Reference or whatever.
Yeah, I'll like look at this year's stats for players as like a reminder, I
Yeah, you can go
guess.
to if you go to our fantasy league, because that way you can't see last year's stats. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. I guess you could
Um,
click on 2016, but don't.
well, no,
It's
I'm
it's
not gonna
easier
do
it's
that.
easier to miss it than if you go to like Fangraphs, because then it's like right there.
Yeah,
So yeah, so I'll repeat it again. So we have 30 home runs, 100 RBI, and a 300 batting average. 4 players last year did it,
4 players.
and
Okay.
I think they're all obvious, but like it's hard to pick which 4. You know,
Yeah, I mean, like I'm sure when you tell me, I'd be like, okay, like
I can
those
give you
those
the
make
hardest one,
sense.
or I can give you a hint on the
Well,
hardest one.
I'll think about it first.
All right, maybe you think about it while we do our topic, and we can come back if you want.
What was that? Sorry.
Do you wanna go to the topic, or do you and while you think about it, or you want to do it right now?
Shit.
I don't want to spend like 10 minutes of you just going.
Okay, we could we can go to the topic first.
All right, so Caroline, hope you didn't leave us.
I'm still alive.
Okay, so
Hi, Caroline.
Hi.
why don't you tell us what you're going to talk about today?
So I'm going to talk about bioprinting. Since I've been doing research this summer, it's been a lot of what I've been doing, and it's getting really important. It's getting towards the forefront of regenerative medicine technology, actually. And I wanted to ask you guys how familiar you are with it, and specifically, Alok, with your coding experience, I have a few questions for you on that. So,
Well, I don't have a lot of experience on the subject.
Okay, so I've done a couple years of research at the FDA on bioprinting.
We get it.
so do you know the type of system that they used or the software? Well, the one we use here is called the Integrated Tissue and Organ Printing System, and it actually uses something called G-code. And I was wondering, Alok, if you had ever heard of that.
G code, like gray code,
I'm not sure what the actual name is. We just call it
is.
G-code here.
I mean, I've heard of gray codes. If they're the same thing, yes. If not, I don't think so.
From what I've seen,
Um,
it's a lot more simple than MacLeod. It's kind of like a linear coding sequence.
Linear. So, I mean, I don't. It doesn't sound like a gray code, at least. So I don't think I'm familiar with it now.
But yeah, my mentor and I, we haven't done a whole lot with it, but we have been printing neuronal cells and oligodendrocytes together, which are, 2 types of brain cells, and we've seen them grow in culture and differentiate, and so far they're looking pretty good 21 days later. So
Now,
a
Caroline,
lot
you've
of
gone on
people,
record saying that you hate biology.
that
How
is
does this
not
factor into your
true.
interest in the research?
That is actually not true. I do not hate biology. That's a misconception. I really like biology. Sometimes biology can be difficult. Genetics is difficult for me. That is probably where that false statement came from. But I really love what I do now. the bioprinting is used a lot for replacing damaged tissues and developing artificial organs, and I think it's really neat. So I see a future for that. And a lot of people have talked about actually getting, I guess, kind of specialized bioprinter systems for each patient so that they can scan whatever kind of defect there is and replace it on site. So I think there's a lot of potential for it.
Okay. Is that it? That's all you want to talk about?
Yep, that's basically my 2 cents.
All right. Yeah, it's definitely something that, well, they kind of already use it now with skin, where if you get like a second-degree burn, it's actually pretty, not easy, but like, it's very feasible to go in and you could just, what they do is they take like fat cells from your stomach, okay, because everyone wants to lose fat cells in their stomach, and they do some fancy biology work with it, I won't get into that, and they can print it back onto your burn.
Right,
And so
the
it
autologous
looks,
cells?
yeah, so it looks brand
Yeah.
new. So Alok has worked on this question, and he's 1 for 4.
I'm 1 for
So
4.
do you want a
Oh,
hint,
fine.
or do you want to
Fine.
know who you got right?
I mean, I think I know who I got right.
Okay. So if you want a hint,
Well,
then
okay, fine. Okay, who did I get right?
all right, you got Mookie Betts right.
Okay.
So,
Oh,
sorry, for
Trout.
the viewers, Alok guessed Mike Trout, Nolan Arenado, Joey Votto, and Mookie Betts. So Mookie Betts is the only one that's right there. He's missing a bunch of old guys, actually. That's your hint. I'm not sure. Do you want to review it? Because I want to talk about one of the players today. So maybe we'll just reveal the 4.
Fine.
If you, do you have any
Fine.
other guesses at?
Goldschmidt? No, you said old guys.
Yeah, Goldschmidt's pretty old.
Uh,
He's like 28.
is he? Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's been around forever.
Well,
He's probably going to win MVP this year too.
yeah, true. Well, Joey
He's
Votto's been
29.
doing well. Joey Votto's been doing well too.
Yeah. The Goldschmidt's
But
finished like second like 3 times. So I
is
kind
it
of think.
Goldschmidt?
Okay, it's not Goldschmidt.
Oh,
One of them isn't playing baseball anymore.
one of them is. Oh, David Ortiz.
So David Ortiz is another.
Ortiz. That. Oh, yeah.
Uh,
ESPN didn't help me with that.
one of them. Uh, oh, the other 2 guys have been injured this season.
Donaldson.
No,
Ooh.
I don't think he hit 300. I think he hit like 290. Well, all the other guys, all these guys that you're mentioning have hit probably, I think, are the ones that hit like 290. Trout hit 29 home runs, so he's not in there. And
Oh,
I think he got
damn
like,
it.
yeah. So
Uh,
Arenado hit like 290 something, so that's another one.
yeah. That I
So the other
vaguely
2 guys,
remember
the 2
that.
guys that you're missing have been injured this season. I'm surprised you didn't get one of these guys. The other guy that I didn't think
Old
you would
guys.
get because it's the guy that I want to talk about.
Mm, Miguel Cabrera.
Miguel Cabrera is the 3rd one.
Okay.
Okay, and the last one.
Last one. Who's injured this year? I'm guessing it's not Adam Eaton.
It's not. I don't think he did any of those 3. Right? I don't think he hit 30. He definitely did 30 home runs. He definitely didn't score 100 RBI, and I think he might have hit like
He might.
270.
He might. Who's been injured this year? Oh, I'm gonna hate myself when you reveal it. Oh no.
It's a sneaky guy, and it's the inspiration for this question because I have like a rant about him. But
You have a rant?
Freddie
Oh, yeah.
Freeman or
it's not Freddie Freeman. I think he had like 96 RBI. Come on, he's the Braves. How's he gonna get 100 RBI in the Braves?
Fair. I mean, I don't know. It's just injured this year.
Should I give you a
Oh, man,
hint? Do you want a further
I'm gonna-
hint? Because this is gonna take
Sure.
forever. He's on my team.
He's on your team. Manny? No, Machado wasn't hurt this year, was he? Let me look at your team.
It's not Cody Bellinger.
Well,
I don't know.
I mean, I mean, if I guessed him, I would have hated myself for a very long time. I would have quit fantasy baseball.
It's not Urban Santana.
I would have really quit baseball. Like what?
He probably
the-
had like 2 at bats last year.
I mean, he could hit 30 home runs in 2 at bats if
No,
he
only
tried.
Bumgarner can do that.
Wait, you have Starling Marte? When'd you get Starling Marte?
Oh, I'll talk about that afterward. It's not Starling Marte.
Jack dropped him.
Well, you'll see. No, I'll talk about it later.
Okay, well,
Yeah, Caroline wanted me to talk about that.
Okay.
was it Kyle Seager?
It's not Kyle Seager.
Seager. Oh wait, no, Jose Ramirez didn't hit 30.
Look, you wearing headphones?
I am wearing headphones.
It's just
Uh,
the recording.
God,
Wow,
I
you have
don't-
so few choices. I'm surprised.
It's not Trout. It's not Machado. Not. All right. I mean, Adrian Beltre.
It's Adrian Beltre.
Beltre. It's
Oh my
Adrian
goodness.
Beltre.
Adrian Beltre.
What?
So that's part of my rant. So I've been like
He
trying to
is
shop
old.
because first of all, I have Marte
Oh,
coming
he
back.
was
And I just have
hurt
no
this-
room for Beltre. Huh?
No, never mind. I just forgot he was a thing this year.
Yeah. No, he's still hitting great, and I've been trying to trade him, but people forget that he just hit 30 home runs, 100 RBI, and 300 last year. Only
Oh
one
my god.
one of 4 guys. He's actually in his OPS right now is the best in like 5 years. And like people just don't like him because he's old.
This guy. No, he's just not as big of a name. Or I mean, he's obviously a big name. But
He's a
people don't
huge
talk
name.
about it.
Yeah, exactly.
don't
Well,
talk
because he's
about
old.
him
Because
as
he's 38
much.
years old. No one wants a guy who's 38 years old, and yet he has a 912
No,
OPS.
like people in the media don't even talk about him as much.
Well, they are now because
Like,
he's coming up on like 3,000 hits and all that kind of stuff.
They still aren't that much.
Yeah,
I
but he's
mean,
still hitting. Like he's still again, he has the highest
Yeah.
OPS since like 2012. And I've been trying to trade him for like mid-level starting pitchers, and like no one wants him, but like he's still great. And I'm happy to keep him on my
pretty
team. I just
surprising.
don't have any room for him. That's because of Starling Marte. Caroline, thanks for the reminder. So we talked about this I think a couple
Okay,
weeks
then.
ago about that blockbuster trade for Michael Fulmer
right.
in our league. So, and I think Michael Fulmer was traded for Ian Desmond, Bud Norris, and someone else.
Michael Waka. I think.
Michael Waka. So that means that the guy that traded him, so it was just a team in our league, had to drop 2 guys, right?
Mhm.
And so they dropped
Marte.
Hisashi Iwakuma and
He's-
Starling Marte.
Wait,
and
but
so-
Marte's coming back soon.
Marte is coming
Isn't
back
he?
next Tuesday, and I argue that I got
What?
the best player out of that trade.
Yeah, wait, what the... What?
Right?
What the hell? What?
Right? Didn't
Why
I
did
get the best player out of the trade that had nothing to do with me?
That's
Like, I like
so
Michael Fulmer, but Starling Marte is a
bullshit.
game changer.
That is bullshit.
And that's another reason why I'm trying to move Beltre. I love Beltre, but I just have no room for him on my team.
That is
So-
bullshit.
And I don't know why you didn't make it. I think you were lower on the waiver order than I was. So
I didn't.
Oh, no,
didn't.
you were
I
higher.
haven't been. I haven't been looking. I haven't been paying attention to
Well,
the
I
transactions.
wasn't paying attention either. I just checked like the league activity one day, and I was like, "Oh wait, they dropped Marte. Okay, I'll make a claim." And I'm surprised no one else.
I
in the
didn't
league
even
made a
know
claim.
he dropped. I didn't even know he dropped Marte until I saw you have him.
So and also another more context is that Marte. This is an owner that hasn't really paid attention to the league. Like he's made one move, and it was that trade. So he's probably dropping Marte because like, oh, he's suspended. But Marte's coming back
But
next
he's
Tuesday.
Coming back. God.
Next Tuesday. 18th.
Oh no! So I could have left
And-
Ender Inciarte for this guy.
I like NCRT, but yeah, Starling Marte is
okay,
gonna be
but
a
he's
top,
not
could be a top
Marte.
10 outfield. Yeah, outfielder.
Man, come on.
So yeah. So I would say, and I think you agree with me here. I got the best player out of that trade.
Yeah, that's kind of annoying, but yeah.
Which is just funny. It was completely coincidental. I saw the league. I'm very shocked that no one else, because I'm like 10th out of 12 on the waiver order. So
Well, now you're not.
now I'm 12, but
But
I'm
damn.
pretty surprised. Even Jake, I think, he made a different claim. He made a claim for Ariel Miranda, who was dropped in a different thing. Uh, who again? He definitely needs outfield help too, because he's still starting like Cameron Maven or something. Anyway,
Yeah, that guy.
that's all we have. A bit of a hectic show here. Um,
All-Star break.
yeah, we did have the All-Star break, so we didn't really have much to talk about. That's why we did the Fantasy All-Stars. Caroline, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Maybe we can have you on later. We'll be back next week, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we'll be back next week with more fun things. If you've noticed, we have a nice fun end music theme now, so that keeps things interesting. And maybe we'll have more trades to talk about. I'm not sure what topic we're going to talk about next week. Well, you
We
guys can
could
figure it out.
talk
Yeah, you can figure it out.
talk about
Oh, look and just talk about his day or whatever.
my day can be very, especially next week. I think next week a lot is happening at work. So
Yeah, well, no one asked. Okay, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next week.
all right. Bye, guys.
Bye.